Anyway, hello. We have a delay. We're on. Yay! Good morning. It's almost afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to whoever's watching me on the replay. Hey, what's up? Coming on today because I was inspired by Curlfident. Ingrid at Curlfident. She was telling her story, so if you want to catch that while it's still in rotation in her stories, it's Curlfident, right? And I was inspired to talk about this issue about, you know, first of all, hi, I'm Anna, and this is Bodaciously You. I wanted to talk about this real quick. I don't want to delve into it too deep, but I just want to kind of stay on the surface with this, okay? When people see you shining, there are I just, for myself, defined 3 reasons why people would shit on you while you're trying to shine. Either they are just straight up evil and nasty. They're jealous and don't want to see you shine because they're jealous, and if they can't do it, why should you do it, right? And then there's the third. They're proud of you. They like what you're doing, but they're afraid that they won't shine if you shine. They're afraid of your light and what attention you'll bring to yourself that will make them look smaller or feel smaller, right? But then it comes down to fear because they're not trying to do whatever you're trying to do, or they've conformed and they're okay with just being who they are. And then there's just, like I said in the first one, there's just people that are evil, and they so fucked up inside themselves that they just don't, they want to make you feel messed up as well. Domestic violence and emotional abuse is serious. It's deep. There's no one reason for it, because everybody comes with their own little perfect storm for creating the recipe of why they do the things that they do. I personally have been involved in domestic violent relationships because where I was for myself was in the toilet. I didn't have my backbone. Even though I did have a backbone to the outside world, I didn't have a backbone within me. And so I was involved in relationships where I was being cheated on, like big time cheated on. I was getting verbally abused. I was getting emotionally abused. And I, at one point, got physically abused. And I was just so beaten within myself that I couldn't even fight back. But I believe that it's because of the confidence that I was fighting to keep or have was one of the reasons that the person turned to physical abuse on me, because it was the only way to break me, right? So what does this have to do with business? I always try to connect things back to business because I always want people to understand mindset, business, because I'm encouraging everyone to start something, right? It doesn't have to be a full-fledged business, but maybe a side hustle, because we need this money. We need to create income within ourselves, and we need to have an economy within our community that it belongs to us, not someone that's going to give us a check. So what does all of this have to do with abuse? Because a lot of times when you show your audacity to dare to be who you are, to dare to dream, to do something outside of your norm, right? Or what you've been raised to think is your space, your caste in life, people will come into your life to test that, right? Domestic violence is a whole nother thing, but sometimes these things are put in our way to create who we are going to be. And I know that sounds crazy, but I firmly believe that I was put in those challenges to be where I am today. to feel the confidence that I feel today. I was being prepared for the challenge of motherhood. I was being prepped for where I've chosen to go, which is to get on all the time and make videos and talk to strangers, right? But I also knew that I felt a calling. I felt something that was bigger than me. I've always been a teacher by nature, right? And so I do feel that I was being prepared to sit in where I feel today, because today very few things can rock me. Like, you could say so much to me and I'll be like, yeah, really? Let's consider the source. Today, if you dare lay a fucking hand on me, you better be ready to lose your hand, right? Because that's how strong I am in my mind and in my spirit. And I wasn't back then, right? I'm not condoning whatever happened. I'm just saying I'm looking for the silver lining. I'm saying I'm looking for the missing piece of that puzzle, because nothing made sense. I was a good girlfriend. I was a good partner. I gave so much. Nothing made sense. But when something is off in you, like something is really off in you, people that are in their own little off world can sense that. Like, there's a radar. We throw off vibration. We throw off that frequency of come fuck with me, come fuck with me. Not come fuck with me, but like, come fuck with me, come fuck with me. Like, I'm so weak and I can't. We throw that off, you know? And in business, you have to be prepared. You have to be strong-minded. You have to be ready to take some serious licks that are going to test your strength, your will, your everything. You're going to feel on some days like, yo, I'm a straight loser. I'm not getting it right. This isn't working. And then on other days, you're going to be like, yo, I did that. Yo, I'm that one. I did it. You know, so you got to be ready for those, that up and down, you know. And the last person who ever did anything to me, like, well, physically, he slashed my tires. And we're not talking about one tire. We're talking about all 4 tires on my Yukon. I had a Yukon at the time. I can laugh about it now. He punched me. I don't think that it was what he meant to do, but in getting physical with me, he ended up punching me because I was defending myself, and he punched me in my eye, and I walked around for like 2 weeks with a black eye. You know, and so people were actually thinking that I was getting beat, but I wasn't getting beat, but he was putting his hands on me. And then the last thing was that he crashed his car and left me in it, thinking it was about to explode. And I was in the car with a broken leg as a result of that car accident. Well, it wasn't an accident. It was head on, him slamming into a light post. And I forgave him. I didn't go back to him, but I forgave him because his action of trying to take my life left him alone and begging me to come back to him and have his children. And what I ended up doing was having children with someone else. His action of trying to take my life led me to my destiny, which is my children. And so I forgave him for that. Because here you were trying to take from me, and all you did was lose. And you opened the door to everything for me. And my children today save me every day. My children are my why for everything. They were who I was waiting to have. When I look at them, I understand my purpose in this world. So he tried to take, but he gave. And that is why I forgave. Oh shit. But yes, that's why I forgave, because I looked for the silver lining. Some situations don't have silver linings at all. And when you're in a situation where there is abuse, mental, physical, emotional, boogie, get out, run. Because if that person has seen fit to mess with you on that level, they are not worthy to receive what you can deliver, right? And when you're in business for yourself, you need yourself to be right mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. You need to be right, because that entity of business will mess you up all by itself. Like, that's an aggressor all by itself. I hope I'm not showing y'all too much. Wait a minute. So you need to be right. And if somebody is doing damage to you emotionally and mentally, run. Run, put your Timbos on, put your sneakers on, put your Jesus sandals on. Even if you have to run barefoot on shards of glass in the woods, run. Because that is an attack that will go deeper when you start taking it in. Remember that what other people do to you can't affect you if your force field is built, right? But if your force field has weak links, if it can be broken easy, it's going to get in. And when it gets in, what was here and is now here becomes twice as dangerous here. Because now you've got yourself to contend with, plus the words that are coming from someone else's mouth. And now you're taking it and it's swirling in your brain. And it's chaos. And it's brewing the perfect storm to destroy here and here. And you can't have that walking into business. Man or woman or family members. You can't have that. So if you've got somebody trying to degrade you, trying to mess with you, trying to take away what you're trying to build within self and outside of self, walk away from that. I know where I speak of, because they saw me weak. They saw me, they felt it, they sensed it, they smelled it like I was prey. And they took that and they used it and they abused it. So, get your mind right. If someone is abusing you, you have the God-given right to protect yourself. You have the God-given right, by divine right, to say no. No, this is not allowed. And if you are weak in yourself, if you are weak in your emotions, in your spirit, find that place. Find where it needs to come from. Where there's still that little black box that's indestructible, you know, like they have in the planes and the submarines and all that stuff. There's a little black box that's indestructible. And that's the first thing they look for in a wreckage. Find your little black box of self-maintenance, of self-sustaining, of self-confidence, of self-love, of self-everything, self-worth. Find your black box, right? And tap into that. Open it like it's Pandora's box and let it just come through you. And then turn around and dissolve the relationship that is trying to destroy you. Because the relationship that you will have with yourself is the most important relationship that will take you everywhere or nowhere. So that's my 2 cents for today. Ingrid, thank you for inspiring me to tell my truth, to speak my truth, and to encourage someone else to stand in their truth. Have a fantastic day. Go follow her. Curlfident. Curl as in curls. Fident. Right? Have an amazing day. Anyone watching me on the replay, I appreciate you. I appreciate you giving me a little bit of your time. Time is precious, right? Have an amazing, amazing day. And wherever you are today, I hope the sun is shining on you and it's just glorious, amazing. And I send you good vibes. See y'all.